What's up, gamers? Welcome to Articulate, the podcast where I'm anything but. Um, since I rearranged my room, I gotta pace around this chair, I guess. Except I can still go over here. You know, it's just that there isn't a U over here anymore. And this was supposed to be a unedited video, but I fully almost just showed that jury duty paper thing. So I'll have to check that in a second after this is over. But I also gotta avoid my mirror that's over here, because um, when I first moved my room around, I tried to do a podcast and I immediately face revealed. I was standing right here and the mirror is like over there. Hang on. Maybe slowly, ever so slightly. If I reveal the mirror, look at that. There's a mirror over there. And I immediately just panned up to it, like pretend I'm standing back where I just was. But I was standing here and I immediately like went over here. And then I was right there in the mirror, looking at myself because I'm an idiot. But yeah, anyway, this was going to be a real quick one because it's Friday and I was like, oh, I kind of forgot I had a podcast, which I do every single week. And then, but I was like, oh, I have something recorded. I just have to edit it and it's not even going to be that hard. And then I remembered it's going to be a little bit harder than I thought. And also I was like, hey, why not just, let's add this weird little outro thing. I'm 14, this is deep. I was gonna say lore, not really lore, not like actual channel official lore, but more personal, sort of trauma dumping stuff, kind of like back before I made my YouTube channel. I would just sort of write stuff, thoughts and feelings, and various little poetry, kind of. Not poetry, but like just writing, you know. Um, So I was like, I have to do all that, and it is in fact Friday already. So something does need to go up today, which means, um, we're just doing this. We're just walking around a chair, fully walking around this chair. Um, and because I was gonna go over yonder, over here like before. I guess I could go this way. There's nothing over here that's gonna dox me. There's a cat piano down there. Um, but there's no jury duty papers over there. I could just hide them somewhere, which is something I should do. I should put them in like a drawer or something instead of just having them out like that. But it's chill, it's fine. Almost forgot and rotated the other way immediately. So, yes, immediately just got off stream. And we are literally so back, gamers, because I just got off stream with Executioner. Shout out I'm Sending Executioner. We did a stream. We were yapping, and working side by side. Sort of, I was gonna say parallel play, if you will, but I guess parallel play typically has less yapping. I think you're just sort of doing stuff next to each other. And we also weren't even next to each other because we live in completely different countries. But yeah, we were doing that at first. Crone was also there in chat, but then was like, yo, I want to hang out. And literally, gamers, the Crone Punk, shout out Crone Punk, had freaking joined the Discord call. And I was in a call with Crone, which is a super fascinating concept. I figured that's what I would talk about this episode. I talked about it at the end of that stream slightly, but no one's going to watch that stream. It's several hours long and boring. Maybe not boring, because also Executioner was there. But it's a stream VOD, and I don't know how many people are going to want to watch a stream VOD that's really old and weird. But I was also really old and weird in that VOD, in that stream. Because I'm very socially inept, and I think I don't do good when placed out of my quote-unquote natural habitat, but then also when I am placed into a different habitat, I kind of adapt relatively quickly. Because I remember even my first stream with Executioner, it was super it was kind of awkward, and a few of the first ones actually were a bit awkward. I wasn't saying too much. Um, but also I think now I'm pretty good at yapping just in general. So I was a little bit worse then. So now I'm a little bit better at yapping. Is that important? I don't think so. But basically, it was lame even with Executioner at the beginning. And so Crone had joined stream. I had never directly interacted with Crone like that. Like, verbally anyway. Um, which was super weird. Fully, I said something. I said a couple things, and Crone would like laugh at them and be like, "Oh, funny joke," which is a very fascinating concept to me because I don't know, because Crone's another human, another individual, a live streamer that I watch regularly whenever I can. Um, and I was yapping. I feel like this just means that eventually I'm gonna be in a Discord call with Crone and Cass and Monty because they often stream together. Me and Crone were in that Discord call. It's pretty crazy, dude. You know, stuff's branching out, obtaining friends on the internet is very interesting. And now I'm like, dang it, now I gotta like talk to them and interact with them. That sucks. I'm kidding, it doesn't suck, but I don't know, I'm not good at it. At first, anyway, but I guess that was the whole point of me talking about me being awkward with Executioner at first, is that me and Crone could in fact eventually become besties, dude. You know, like actually for realsies, because um, now we're besties in theory, and that's a stupid thing to be saying because besties is such a stupid word, and then being talking about it like it's theoretical and other big words. But yeah, theoretically we comment on each other's Instagram posts on there for Crone streams a lot of the time, and the time zones don't work out for me to be streaming and Crone to be there usually, but Crone's in my stream sometimes, and Cass was there for a second at the beginning, so shout out Cass as well. Um, what am I saying? But Cass needed to sleep, so that's cool. And then Crone also needed to sleep eventually, but also they were up for um this is unimportant. Yeah, Crone joined the Discord call. That was fascinating. And it was also fascinating to come back to an Executioner stream, you know? Um, and be yapping with him. I truly just sort of fell into it. I don't know if I get good and get used to interacting with people. I think I just start dissociating. Because most of that stream I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm just sort of live streaming and I was in the streamer mindset and I was yapping, I was saying things, and then Executioner would say things and I would kind of respond. But I don't know. It's weird. Looking back, it almost doesn't feel like I was conversing with someone, even though that's kind of what was occurring. Um, and thinking back to when Crone was also in the call, that was certainly not conversing. I would kind of just be sitting there as uh, Crone and Executioner were chatting, and then occasionally I would just say something stupid, or they would like prompt me to say something sort of. Um, I don't know. I don't know why I'm like rating my conversation and critiquing it or whatever, but I don't even know. Loki, I'm kind of really tired. Okay? So I need to upload this freaking comment links to people and then do that as well on the VOD that I'm uploading right now because it's a legendary freaking VOD, gamers. Um, I can't believe it. We're literally so back. And stuff is seeming really cool for stream, you know? Because, of course, we've got the big fat juicy community that, like, truly branches out. Like, Crone has so many friends, and then they have friends, and then I became friends with Executioner, and Executioner knows Ronnie and Crone and all them. And then Ronnie knows a bunch of people. Truly, it's absurd, gamers. Um, yeah, really interesting to be um, diving in a more real way, you know, because Crone and Cass and Monty did, in fact, steal my friendship recently. They were like, hey, you're our friend now. And I was like, sick nasty, bro. That's literally, what more could you ask for? To be friends with really cool artists, really cool people, just randomly out of the blue. And I was talking about this during the stream. I'm like, I'm truly the luckiest person to ever exist. Because, like, I started streaming and Executioner was like, hey, you seem cool. Let's stream together. And then that happened. And then now I'm meeting all these cool people. What the fuck am I even saying? This has devolved into whatever the hell is going on right now. I'm falling? Never mind. But yeah, I need to get some sleep desperately. So let's show the jury thing apparently, and then sleep. I think. I don't think there's anything else. I'm going to edit that podcast thing, and it's walking outdoors, which is very cool. I'm walking, talking about job interview, and then I'm gonna finish writing that I'm 14, this is deep outro thing. And then add that in. So it'll be a really cool, succinct sort of story told within a podcast episode, which is not something that I usually do. But it's fascinating, you know? So goodbye and farewell. I simply must get some sleep. So leave a comment, I suppose.